Hi there, and welcome back to the Less Marvelless podcast with me, your host Josh.
And your other co-host Lauren.
I forget whether I'm meant to introduce the premise before I introduce myself.
It doesn't matter either way, it's fine.
It doesn't matter. It's a happy Christmas, happy holidays to everybody. Welcome to the Christmas episode of Less Marvelless. Are you feeling festive, Lauren?
No. We've got our Christmas decorations up now, but I was just literally feeling earlier like Christmas is just happening to me. Like I don't even feel like I'm enjoying any part of it. It's just looming very quickly, and there's just not enough hours in the day.
No.
How festive are you feeling?
Not at all. I'm very poorly. Oh God, just to prove it. As is now tradition when we record any Marvelless product, one of us is ill, and this time it is my turn to be ill.
I've got my what's it called? That first defense stuff, like next to me. I'm going to spray into my face every 5 minutes to keep away from all the germs.
Yeah, I've actually not got like a virus illness. I've got a this is just for the listeners now. I've got a tear on my larynx, a little small cut on my larynx, which is why my annoying voice is a different kind of annoying this week.
Just from all that coughing.
Yeah. And the GP said that it can happen from literally going between very cold and very warm environments a lot.
Oh, okay.
And like something happens to the like air in your throat or whatever, like it makes it really tender. And if you've got a history of asthma in your family as well, which I do, of all the nerdy things about me though, asthma is not one of them. So on this festive episode, we bring to you three ghosts
of Christmas past.
The ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas future. Oh, that's actually a way better segment because two of those lines up. So the ghost of Christmas past is me and Lauren are going to talk about the top 5 film and TV shows we saw this year. They don't have to be from this year, but the things that we saw are fresh this year. We're then going to do our we've done a Secret Santa. We don't know who's got who yet in the Secret Santa, and we'll do some present exchange. But before we do the presents, I've got a lovely film Christmas quiz for Lauren to do, which I think is only about 140 questions long.
Oh,
so it might be a
nice
bit
and short.
Yeah, shorter than that One Piece quiz that we did in episode 1 or 2, whichever one that was. Lauren, the 2023 has been a big old year for film and television.
It has indeed, and I didn't really watch a lot of it, to be honest.
I'd say the Oscars obviously the Oscars are always a year behind, but I feel like this is the first year the Oscars people haven't really disagreed with who won. Like everything everywhere at once cleaned up, like 8 Oscars. Like,
yes,
you know,
deservedly so.
Like a kind of a big hit for A24. Like,
yeah.
I can't wait till we're going to get to the point where people are like, "Oh, I don't like A24." Blah blah blah. Like the backlash is coming for it all soon, isn't it?
They turn into a bit of a powerhouse, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's what happens when you pay your artists and actors correctly, I guess. You just get good movies.
Yeah. You get quality over quantity.
Yeah, well, they're saying that they release or at least publish. It's got to be a film every 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, they are banging stuff out. Yeah. The amount of films that are like coming from A24 as well is just insane.
Yeah, like that's a big thing they do, which I don't think people realise, is that there are like Warner Brothers or any other studio, they'll just distribute.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Oh, you've got this film that you've made that no one else will distribute. We'll do that."
Mm-hmm.
Big old year. Like, I've written my top 5 things I saw this year. There's no TV shows included because I don't watch television because I am a cool millennial. I watch TikTok, drink Prime energy drinks, and
I didn't think a millennial would drink drunk a prime energy drink ever.
I've actually never drank an energy drink.
It
Lauren.
sounds
I'm already
awful.
getting
Who wants to drink coconut water? Sorry.
Is it coconut? Oh, that's rancid. Ugh.
It's like flavoured coconut water.
Gross. Gross. Never mind. That's my millennial facade falling away in an instant. I've written my list, I guess, ascending, so 5th to 1.
Mine are kind of not in any order, really.
Okay, the cool beads. That's absolutely fine.
I just wrote off the cuff. I was like, I tried to think of anything that I'd watched this year, and then they just did a list.
Yeah, Lauren's films are going to be Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, 4. The Incredible Hulk.
To be honest, I've forgotten I'd watched those.
I'm not forgetting Battlefield Earth. Okay, so...
That was my number 2, sorry.
Good episode, everyone. Check out the 4 versus Battlefield Earth episode.
Yeah.
You get to hear Lauren be like, unabashedly be like, I fell asleep during this film and did not think to rewind it.
No. Was it worth rewinding? I don't think so. I don't feel like I missed anything.
God. Okay, so number 5 of what I watched this year, I watched a short film called The Appointments of Dennis Jennings from 1988.
Wow.
Yes, directed by Dean Parasot, I believe his name is pronounced. It is a short film written and starring Stephen Wright, who was a stand-up comedian, is still a stand-up comedian, famous for his dry humour and like his paranoid view of the world, like very, very funny. And the kind of the film is kind of, he lives in this world where his paranoia is essentially true.
Oh.
But because it's true and his worldview is being affirmed, it doesn't make him any happier.
Okay.
It's very funny. Rowan Atkinson plays his therapist in a speaking role doing an American accent, and it's worth watching just for that. It's less than half an hour because it's only a short.
Okay.
And I think maybe it won the Oscar for Best Short Film the year it came out. Because that's an Oscar that we don't really talk about, but you can win Best Short. It's how Taika Waititi got his start. So yeah, I would. I think you could watch it, or I think I watched it on YouTube for free because
Okay.
I don't think there's any platform really designed to watch short films on.
No.
Maybe Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime's one I always forget exists.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of interesting things on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
That you don't think, like, I don't think to watch anything on there. But when I do go on there, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was there.
Cool beans, Lauren. What is your? Let's say what would you call your number 5 thing you watched this year?
My number 5 thing. Okay, I think would probably be a TV show that we kind of just stumbled upon. It was called Am I Being Unreasonable?
I love the title. That's a good title.
And it's, do you know Daisy May Cooper?
Yes.
Yes, so she's starring in it, and I think it was written by her as well. And she plays like a mum with a son.
Oh, is it? Yes. I've seen clips of it.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay,
what
yeah.
I've seen is very fun. I've seen the Christmas morning or the birthday morning one.
Yeah.
Where he's got to ring his gran, I think.
To say thank you or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very funny, but it's also like really twisted.
Yeah.
So like the synopsis is like she plays a mum stuck in a depressing marriage, grieving a loss she can't share with anyone. So then a kindred spirit arrives in her life, but they're both like harboring secrets.
Okay.
And there's like flashbacks to like an event, and it's really unclear of what's going on throughout the whole thing, but it's still very funny. But it has like this underlying sinister thing of like, oh my god, what's going to happen? And it just ends on this like crazy cliffhanger. And we watched it really quickly because we were both like, we need to know what's going on. So
Oh,
I
no.
really, really enjoyed it, and I think there's going to be a series 2.
Oh, fantastic. It's nice to know that you watched it's a British-made, British
Hmm.
produced show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's through the BBC, so you can watch it on BBC
Yeah.
iPlayer. But yeah, it won a couple of awards, British Academy Television Awards.
A good old BAFTA.
Yeah, for female performance, best scripted comedy, male performance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For anyone that doesn't know what a BAFTA is, it's kind of like the Oscars, but everyone there's got kind of bad teeth.
Because we're all British. Sorry, it was nominated for best scripted comedy and nominated
Well,
for female performance, but the kid in it won the award for best
oh,
comedy.
fantastic. That's really, really cool to hear. Right. For my number 4, I put Barbie by Greta Gerwig.
Let's just jump on this. This is probably like my number 2.
Oh, fantastic.
Let me
I'm
cross
sorry
that
to
off my list right now.
No, it's cool. We can talk about it together. Barbie has been discussed on this podcast and even got discussed when we went on the Retro Drem Media podcast. It's a great movie. I saw an interview with Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach the other day talking about whether it was anti-men. And Greta was like, I don't see it that way. And Noah Baumbach was like, I think men can take it. Fuck him.
I think the only people that see it as anti-men is men.
I don't see it as anti-men. I see it's as anti-men as looking in a mirror is anti-men.
But I think a lot of men don't like looking at themselves in that mirror. That is the problem,
Yeah.
and that's where they think, "Oh, this is anti-men."
Yeah, it's. I think for a lot of people, it's been that vibe of, when your family's got like a tradition that you think's really normal, but it just turns out it's really fucking weird. That's like what men are finding out about misogyny, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what do you mean everyone doesn't bury a cheesecake in the garden on Christmas Day? Everyone does that. I could go on about Barbie for hours. It was gorgeous. I loved its use of like practical effects.
Yes.
Like the traveling to and from Barbie Land is like I could that sequence could have been 75 minutes and I would have just watched it again and again and again.
Like one of my favorite things is like when all the Kens arrive on the boats, but they're and it's all in slow motion, but they're all actually acting in slow motion. Like from what I've seen in interviews, they've done it like a fast take, and that we're going to slow down, and they're going to do like a real slow motion thing, and like them just pretending to be in slow motion is like what's worked the best. And I just love all the colours. I love all the sentiment behind it. I think it's like a really special film for women to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I came out of it feeling elevated, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's it just put women on a whole different level.
Yeah.
That I think all women should watch it and be able to think above where they are, if that makes sense.
Yeah. A thing it did for me as a non-woman, if only there's a word for that. But it was like, it's actually kind of an advice book on how to be a better ally.
Yeah.
It's like, because not all the men in it are bad.
No, they're not.
No, like, even Ken, who is essentially the villain, he's not bad.
He's not.
He's a typical male who needs to find his place in the world.
Yeah. He doesn't know what his place is without a woman.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make him bad. It just makes him like dependent on a woman.
Yeah.
And he can't like Ken can't be happy without Barbie, and Ken needs to go away and look deep into himself and understand what it is that Ken actually wants without Barbie.
Yeah. It's like a bit of advice I've had in actual therapy sessions has been, you cannot be happy in a relationship until you are like actually kind of happy in yourself.
Yeah. I don't think
Like-
you can begin to love somebody else fully unless you, well, not necessarily, you don't think you have to love yourself, but you need to be like, understand yourself a little bit and be happy with where you are.
Exactly. Like, for someone who is as self-deprecating, jokingly as I am towards myself, deep down, again, because I've been to therapy for the past decade, I'm not too bad of a guy. You know, I don't know how true it is, but I do love the story that like Barbie used up all the pink paint in America. Don't know how true that is.
I heard that. That would be
Like,
hilarious.
I mean, like it again a testament to actually making sets, and like any film that physically does a real thing is like just elevated in my eyes. Like, and I say I love Marvel stuff, and I get why it leans so heavily on CGI.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish there was some more practicality in
Yeah.
any of it.
I think that's a lot of what Barbie's beauty is. I think they could have easily put that on a green screen and filled it with beautiful bright colours and made it like this crazy AI world. But I think that a lot of that beauty is the reality of it all.
Yeah. I robbed your number 2, so you please start. You start with your number 3.
I'm probably going to rob your number 1 then. The Spider-Verse. What's it called?
Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse. Sorry,
you robbed my
bad.
number 2.
I robbed your number 2.
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse. It was a masterpiece, and it was just a brilliant film. I loved every minute of it.
I get it. It's in the complete opposite vein of Barbie, where it's completely. Oh, actually, it wasn't completely computer generated because there is some live action stuff in there, which is done really well and really tactfully. And I was thinking about that as I was doing the list this morning. I was like, only really Roger Rabbit has really managed to mix live action and cartoon very well, and like even Looney Tunes back in action, as much as Brendan Fraser is our Lord and Savior, the live action and cartoon mix in Looney Tunes back in action is not great.
I've not seen that.
Maybe
Brendan Fraser's in there.
He is indeed.
With some cartoon characters.
With the Looney Tunes.
I haven't. Going to be on my list now. What's it? Looney Tunes back in action?
It is indeed. And again, Space Jam. The live action stuff, the way it's implemented and just used in Spider-Verse, even though it's short and sweet, I think it works really well and it's really gorgeous.
Yeah, it doesn't it's not jarring. It just feels like it's part of the film. It works so well.
Yeah, and it is that film, even more so than the first one, is a love letter to Spider-Man's legacy and also Spider-Man's future. It's interesting to be like to take a character and be like, we love where you've come from and we can't wait to see where you go.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like comparative to the No Way Home cameos, that was all really nostalgic and like backwards facing.
Yeah.
Whereas while Spider-Verse had a lot of references, it was then using those references to propel Miles' story forward. Like, it is a very, it's like, oh, there's these canon events. We've had to do Spider-Man the same way for so long. All these Spider-Man stories are stuck in these loops. But what if we didn't have to do that? What if it could be new and different and exciting? Like, it is such a, it's a kind of a big fuck you to Spider-Man stories, but in a really loving way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's nice that they want to take that step forward and come out of that traditional Spider-Man. They want to see where they can go and where they can take Spider-Man, and I think it's going to be a really interesting. The next one is going to be a really interesting film.
Yeah, I wish the animators a pleasant and not too stressful time making it. The animation industry is notoriously bad for crunch and like 12-hour days, and
Yeah.
6-7 day work weeks. I just hope the animators are getting the respect and the time they need to do a great job with it. And
yeah, I think they've moved it to when they were expecting it to come out anyway, haven't they?
They already delayed it, didn't they?
Yeah, so hopefully that means they can have a lot more time to make it and not rush.
I think it's this could be a false memory, a falsehood. I think it was the Shigeru Miyamoto. That's the Mario guy, isn't it? I believe. Or did I just say a random Japanese sounding
I think you
name?
just. I have no idea.
And now I'm a racist. But the guy who directed Mario, I think he's talked about how like a rushed game can never be good. Like how like the Zelda game that came out this year was finished last year, and then they just took a year cleaning it.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
like
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like the Pokemon game came out last year, and it was so buggy because they'd published this deadline like a year before. Like, this is the day this game's going to come out, and then it obviously came out and was not ready.
Yeah,
because they'd set this deadline, and that's all people say. Like, even though people enjoy the game and they love the game, they're all still like, "Oh, it's really crap because this, that, and that happened." And they've obviously fixed those sort of things now, but that's literally like the first thing people say about it.
Yeah, I was saying like, that's the different thing with the Zelda game that came out. It's like, oh, we finished it, but let's not release it for a year so we can just
get it perfect.
Polish it, like, and like that I wish there was more opportunity for artists to do that in this world, especially digital artists like video game people and animators who are famously always pushed to work stupid hours, and like it is an industry where you can make a lot of money, but I don't think it's a very lucrative industry for like everyday people.
No,
like I think a big thing I've not seen people talk about in Spider-Verse, which is something that people don't overlook. I think the voice performances in Spider-Verse are fantastic.
Yeah.
Like especially from Miles.
Miles was really good. I can't remember his name. The bad Spider-Man. He's
Miguel.
really good. Miguel. Yeah, he's good.
Oscar Isaac as Miguel.
Oh, yeah, lovely Oscar. That's it.
My third film from this year is Gentlemen Prefer Blondes from 1953.
You watched some random things.
I did. Well, the big thing for me this year was trying to like properly step out and expand.
You've done a good job. I have not done that.
Have you ever seen Gentlemen Prefer Blondes?
No.
It's very good. I get why Marilyn Monroe was a movie star, you know.
Was she?
Yeah,
was she a movie star? No, I meant to say, oh, really? Not, oh, was she a movie star? Bloody hell.
Like, it's the thing, like, a big thing for me has been, like, trying to contextualize, like, a lot of like, film knowledge that's just taken for granted.
Yeah.
It's like, you go, oh, Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, Orson Welles, these are movie stars, Cary Grant. You go, yeah, but why were they? You know? And, like, actually engaging with what they made and what made them famous.
Yeah.
And, you know, you see Marilyn Monroe in that movie, and you're like, oh, yeah, she is dynamic, and, like, she's beautiful and, like, charming, and she just floats through scenes with an elegance of, like, a woman with thousands of years of acting experience. And, like, you go, oh, yeah, I understand why she was the biggest fucking movie star of all time. Like, I do understand that Marilyn Monroe led a very sad and tortured life, and then obviously did take her life, which comes from being the most famous woman on the planet who is meant to be beautiful and meant to be, like, you know.
Yeah.
I do accept that, and she made films at a time where women were not respected as little as women are respected today in the film industry. I promise people it wasn't better in 1953.
No.
I do believe that if Monroe was alive today, she probably would have been in Barbie.
Yeah, she would have been like some sort of Barbie queen or something. That would have been cool.
Yeah, it was saying that aside, tragedy aside, it was very funny. It was the musical numbers were great in it. It makes me realise there's not enough musical numbers in films anymore.
Was it a musical or was it just more like a?
It's just got some songs in it.
Hmm.
Just because you had to be a triple threat in the past, didn't you, to be an actor? You had to be able to sing, dance, and act.
Oh yeah.
You know, the bar for acting used to be a lot higher than just being able to mumble under your breath. Of course, you did have to still be very pretty or handsome, but you also didn't have to be talented. Whereas now, you just have to be good looking. Take that, modern actors. Would you like to do your number 2, Lauren? Because you stole my number 2 on Spider-Verse. Or did I steal your number 2?
No, you stole Barbie. I can't. So the next thing I watched with Lee was something called Deadlock.
Okay.
And it was on Amazon Prime. And it's an Australian crime mystery, like really dark comedy.
Okay.
So it's based in like this fictional town called Deadlock. And it stars lots of, I think, famous Australian or New Zealand people. And I think it's Amazon. Oh my god, Amazon.
No, like, Amazon. No, please, Lauren, Amazon.
Amazon, like studios production. So it's something that they've produced and like filmed themselves. So basically, loads of dead bodies start turning up, and these two. So these two police female detectives. It's all like these female detectives. So there's one that basically lives on this little fictional town. It's basically near an island, and then they send someone in, another woman called Eddie, and they're like obviously really opposite, but they're very funny together. And then like the death toll just starts getting worse and worse, and it's all men that are being killed.
This is Labour's Britain for you, Lauren. This is woke culture gone mad.
Yeah, it's very, very funny. The two detectives are really good and hilarious, and it was just a brilliant watch. And if you should give it a watch if you have the time.
Oh, I definitely will. Deadpool 3. Oh, that's from this year as well. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Cool beans. Deadlock sounds fantastic. I'll definitely give that a glance. What is your number 1 then, Lauren, for 2023? The best thing you saw this year, even though yours weren't put in any kind of ranking.
Well, there's still 2 left, so let's go with...
Oh my god, I misunderstood.
Sorry. Because I can't count to 5, apparently. Right, the other thing is another TV show I watched. It's on a Disney Plus thing. I don't think they made it. I think it might be Fox that actually made
20th Century Fox.
No, not Fox. FX.
Well, yeah, that's Fox, isn't it?
Is it? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called The Bear.
Oh, yes. Is that about the chef brothers?
About the chefs, yes. And Lee started watching it, and because it was on my list of things to watch, and I hadn't got around to watching it, and Lee started watching it without me. So I was just like, oh, do you just watch it? And then I kind of started getting into it like halfway through. But then I loved it so much, I like started it again and watched it fully again because it was just so good. It's not even like a massive storytelling thing. It's just the characterizations of every single character and their interactions is just amazing. And it's like a comedy / drama. Like there's loads of stuff happening, and it's like their interactions, because it's like a family based kind of thing. Their whole family dynamic and the way they are, and they're sort of like got this like deep Italian thing, so they're always like kind of shouting and screaming at each other. Sometimes it's really intense to watch, and you're like, oh my god, I could literally not live with these people. It'd be so scary or difficult to live with all these people, but to watch it and how the characters grow and interact with each other is just amazing and beautiful, and I love it so much. And I might actually watch it again.
Yeah, I that is actually one of the TV shows I have wanted to watch.
Yeah, you should really give it a go as soon as you can. It's so good.
Or maybe I'll do that tomorrow once I've watched Captain America. That's planting the seed for the next episode. That's good writing. That is.
It's just beautiful to watch and watching them grow. Like the main guy, Jeremy Allen White, he is so good in it.
The guy that looks like Gene Wilder.
Yes, he does. I'm never gonna not see him like looking like Willy Wonka, man.
Well, there's your young Wonka. Timothy Chalamet looks nothing like Gene Wilder. I don't get why it wasn't the bear guy.
Well, can Timothy Chalamet sing? Because apparently the whole thing's a musical, and they've been hiding the fact that it's a musical.
Why do you think that is, Lauren?
Because no one will watch it if they know it's a musical.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
There was what's the other thing? There was a whole. Was it a TikTok clip? Did I send it to you?
Yeah, well, like Mean Girls is a musical.
Yeah, the new Mean Girls is a musical. The Colour Purple is a musical. I think it was already a musical. Was it already a musical?
No, the Colour Purple's a novel.
They've remade something.
There's a film of the novel.
Okay, so the remake of the film is apparently now a musical. I don't know if it was a musical before. And they're advertising that as like, oh, look at this fresh take on blah 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 blah. And it's actually a musical.
I mean, Gentleman Fulfills. See, would you? Okay, clear thought here, Josh.
I can only think of one song that's in it. Is there more than one song?
Yeah, well, there's the Candyman. It starts with a song. It starts with a Candyman can.
Oh.
Then it
and
has
there's the Oompa Loompa song.
Then it has Cheer Up Charlie. Then it has Pure Imagination.
That's the song I was thinking about, yeah.
Which makes me cry if I think about it too much, because it's just maybe the most perfect song ever committed to film. Oh, I can actually hear me getting choked up. Then you get the Oompa Loompa song 4 times.
Okay, that's got more than 4 songs. That's a musical.
Yeah, if Wonka is a musical like that, that's kind of fine.
But Disney films have generally have more than 4 songs. They don't call those musicals, though, do they?
Well, they barely call those. They're barely willing to call those films, are they?
I think you'd have to define what a musical is.
Well, it's like when we were talking about Gentlemen Prefer Blonde. I wouldn't class that as a musical. It had some songs in it, but it wasn't a musical.
But then La La Land is a musical. But then you could get away with that film not being a musical.
Yeah, I think. Well, like Les Mis is a musical through and through. Everything is music.
I've never watched it.
It's got a huge jacked man in it, Lauren.
The only thing I'll watch with huge jacked man in is Real Steel. Couldn't give a toss if he was in anything else. Bless him. Oh, he's all right in the other musical that he did. Greatest Showman.
There we go. He was with Zac Efron in that.
Yes, he was. Yes. High School Musical himself.
Yeah. Ted Bundy himself, Zac Efron. He did play Ted Bundy, didn't he?
I don't think so. Did he?
I swear he played a serial killer in something. Lauren, quickly Google it. See how clever that joke was. Quickly.
Serial killer movie. Oh, he did. Yes, you are correct. Sorry.
Boo!
Why has nobody talked about that?
I'd like to talk about my favourite film I watched this year. If that's
okay.
My number 1 film that I saw in 2023 is Synecdoche, New York from 2008. Directed by Charlie Kaufman.
Why do I know that name?
He is people mistake him for Spike Jonze a lot. And the guy that directed the Everlong music video.
Oh, Michel Gondry.
Yeah, people mistake Gondry and Kaufman constantly because they both work in kind of magical realism.
Oh, okay.
But not. So Synecdoche, New York is about a playwright played by Philip Seymour Hoffman, who is just like fucking smashes it in this movie. He is like an amazing actor, and like
Yeah.
it was like one of those things where I was like truly watching it, was like truly sad that he's gone. Like that is a talent we have been robbed.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a playwright who gets given essentially a grant to make whatever play he wants. He seems to be given unlimited money to make this play, and he's really obsessed with making something that's like incredibly real.
Okay.
And do you know what the word synecdoche means?
I'm reading the Wikipedia thing. So it's from the place. It's a play on the Schenectady, a place in New York.
Yeah. So a synecdoche is when you use a part word to replace a whole word.
Oh, okay.
So you could say, "Oh, England lost the match to Germany last night," whereas what you mean is the England football team lost the match to the Germany football team last night. Okay. So you're using a synecdoche there.
Aye.
And that's what the whole play is about, because what he starts to do is he starts to build this one-for-one reconstruction of New York City inside this massive warehouse that he's bought with his grant.
Okay.
And like he then starts like it just becomes the play that he's making just becomes more and more complex because he's just so obsessed with it being real. So he hires an actor to play him in the one-for-one recreation of New York, directing the actors in the like. It's really, really, really good. It's on Amazon Prime. I think I rented it for like £3. It's the film that has sat with me the most this year.
Yeah.
Really made me want to make art again, which I think that's what really good art does.
Yeah.
It makes, at least for me, when a piece of art really works for me, it makes me go, I should really fucking make something. Like,
no, that's really cool. Like I was just looking at, because his name sounded really familiar, so I just looked at what he's made, and like it's made Being John Malkovich and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which are like the most like some of the most arty films going.
Did he make Anomalisa as well?
Yes, he did. Yes.
I really like Anomalisa.
I don't know. No idea. I've never heard of it.
It's
such a bad film student.
It's all right, Lauren. You paid your free $30,000. You don't have to know any of this stuff.
I've paid it off yet.
Oh, I already recently started paying mine back. So anyway, Lauren, what would you put as your number one film?
I don't know if this is my number one thing of 2023, but it's probably, like you said, one of the things that I've thought about the most.
Yeah.
And I was really like shocked that there wasn't anything Marvel on my list, but my memory is absolutely shocking. So, and we only watched it recently.
Is it Battlefield Earth?
What, that number one Marvel movie that everyone's been to see? No, the Loki series, season 2 of Loki.
Yeah.
I have thought about so much, and I really want to watch it again very soon. It was just an absolute masterpiece, I think, and it's probably one of the best things that Marvel has ever made. Beautifully written, beautifully like directed, like produced, like everything in those shots is absolutely stunning. And I think near enough probably everyone's watched it, but more people should watch it because it was so good. Yeah,
so it is so good. It landed the producer and writer the next Avengers movies. You know, that's like that is. I don't want to sound like a Marvel fanboy. I want to say that's like an honor and a privilege to be given the Avengers movies.
Yeah, it is. It is indeed. But you just don't know how many fingers are going to be in those pies.
No, that's very true.
So if he was a lone writer or whatever, then we can expect really great things. But you know, and how many people have got waving their money flags all around this film, it might end up being something completely different. But
You know what? They've got a lot riding on this next Avengers. They're hoping that's gonna. Okay, this is you've launched into a really interesting talking point here, Lauren. People keep reporting that people have lost faith in Marvel, but Marvel products keep succeeding and keep being reviewed really well.
Yeah.
So only one of these could be true. I don't think there is superhero fatigue. I don't think there's Marvel fatigue.
No.
I think it's just become cool to be contrarian about Marvel now.
Yeah. I think it's probably hit that kind of like, oh my god, Marvel's so cool.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like, oh, you like Marvel? What a nerd. Yeah. It's kind of like hit that sort of like curve, and then I think in a few years' time, when like the big films are coming out again and everyone's excited to see the Avengers, it'll be like, oh my gosh, Marvel are doing all these great things. So I think like while they're in their sort of like artistic sad era, it's kind of like, oh, you're such a nerd.
Yeah, it's like every Marvel film that's come out, apart from Quantumania, has been reviewed really well.
Yeah, I think I spoke to you. I don't think we spoke about it on the podcast, but I think there's this initial excitement or something when you watch it, and I think when you go back to rewatch it, you don't feel as good about it. And I don't know if that is because of other people's influence, like when they're saying, "Oh, this is crap. This isn't great. Marvel's not doing good," and you watch it again with like that other information and fresh eyes, and then you're probably a bit more analytical about it. Yeah. And then you go, actually, I'm not sure about that. Or if it's just generally not as good the second time round.
Yeah, I'm trying to think films that I've enjoyed more the second time watching them. I don't know, but then you have to ask yourself, is the point of a film to be watched more than once? Is the point of a book to be read more than once? You know,
you would think so, though.
But yeah, it's an experience, isn't it?
Yeah. And you can only experience that experience once. Like, a film or a book, you cannot live that same experience again.
No.
Unless you've got amnesia.
Yeah, unless you, or that stick from Men in Black.
Yeah.
Now I'm in like a weird philosophical headspace now, Lauren, where it's like, it's the point of films. No, it's good. The Marvellous podcast is stepped into a higher plane here. Like it is good. You can enjoy example has been raised this episode. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, one of my favorite films of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether I enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it watching it for the first time as a child. Probably not. But I certainly appreciate it more now as an adult. Like, the enjoyment lessens, but the appreciation increases.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say that about a Marvel film, though. I wouldn't appreciate them more. No.
So, yeah, maybe what you actually the issue there is maybe with the craftsmanship of the films. And the lack, therefore, of. Whereas something like Loki, which has been, like...
really crafted, yeah.
Yeah, there is actually something. Well, saying that, I love Captain America Civil War, which, again, is a more, like, tightly crafted movie. I realise all the things we're saying right now are all films that they built sets.
Yes, but I also think Civil War is more about the characters.
Yeah.
I think a lot of other times in other films, it's more about, just sort of like moving to the next film. For like the films where you sit with the characters and learn about them more, like Guardians of the Galaxy and like Civil War. Is it mainly about Tony's and Cap's relationship and how that gets fractured and how that fallout from that? Those are but they're stories about people.
Yeah.
More so than everything else, and that's probably what makes them so much better.
So, Lauren, thank you so much for sharing what we both saw and loved in 2023.
Thanks for sharing with me. That was an interesting little rewind.
Yeah, I'm certain I sounded like a massive pretentious prick.
Anytime you watch a film before 1990, or you sound pretentious, that's fine.
Yep. No cinema made before the before the 90s.
It's probably moved to 2000s now.
So, Lauren, we've known each other for what, 11 years, 12 years?
Is it that long? Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's over a decade.
Wow.
But I've been on icebreakerideas.com and found this lovely Christmas film quiz.
Okay.
Would you like to keep your own score here, Lauren? Or
yes, I've got a pen and some paper. I'll write it down.
You got a pen ready? So, there is some questions.
That doesn't sound promising.
We'll stop when we feel like we need to stop. As people should know, the less Marvel, less episodes are just pure fucking chaos. There is no plan to these.
We both go, we're going to keep this really short, and then we blabber on for ages, and we do apologise.
Can't help ourselves. It's almost like we've known you for a decade, Lauren, and we're friends. So, this is... If any of these questions have incorrect answers, you can blame the people at icebreakerideas.com. So, question number 1. This is classic Christmas movie trivia.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best-selling Christmas movie of all time?
Oh, what's the film where the guy kills himself? I don't know what
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life, that film.
It's not that. The answer is
Home Alone.
The Grinch from 2018.
What?
Yeah.
The best-selling Christmas film of all time?
Yeah. According to icebreakerideas.com, it's The Grinch from 2018.
I'm gonna check this list later. Okay, no points there. Right, go for it. Next one.
Question number 2. Which Cheers actor narrated several Disney Christmas classics, including Mickey's Once Upon a Time at Christmas and Mickey's Twice Upon a Time at Christmas? I can give you a hint as well if you'd like.
Elliot, watch those for like a year straight. How do I not know who narrated them?
It is Sideshow Bob as well.
Oh, Frasier. Oh, What's his name? Kelsey Grammer.
Yes, well done.
Lee just shouted Kelsey from the other room.
Okay, you can have a half point for that.
Oh, how did I not remember that? Elliot literally watched that for on repeat for at least 6 months of the year.
I'm not going to do that question because it's a trick question. So question number 4, we're skipping 3.
Oh, okay.
What object does George promise to give Mary in It's a Wonderful Life?
I've never seen it. I just
He promises
no idea.
to give her the moon.
Oh. Okay. Might be why he killed himself.
What year did the original Miracle on 34th Street release?
1943.
47, close one.
Oh, damn it.
Who is the antagonist of A Christmas Carol?
Scrooge?
Yes. In Frosty the Snowman, what is the name of the magician?
Never seen it. Frosty the Snowman? No idea.
Professor Hinkle.
Righto.
What are the name of the neighbours in Christmas Vacation?
Never seen it. I'm not doing great at this quiz, Josh.
Another question about a Wonderful Life here. What's the name of George Bailey's guardian angel in A Wonderful Life?
Sandra.
Clarence. And I'll end on this one.
Okay.
For the classic questions? Who was put on trial in The Miracle on 34th Street?
Santa.
Yes.
Woo.
Well done. So we'll just do these modern ones and then we'll call it quits.
Good.
That was classics.
I didn't realise there was 2 parts. Okay.
Oh, there's actually like 4 to 5 parts. So. Right, hoping better for round 2, Leah Lauren.
I am, yeah. That was shocking.
In the 2004 film Christmas with the Cranks, Who plays the main leads? Who are the two actors that play the lead roles?
Christmas with the Cranks. I don't know.
Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen.
Oh, okay. Is the Cranks from Emperor's New Groove?
Kronk.
Oh, I have no idea what Cranks are. Okay. Is that just people?
Yeah, just two people. In Elf, what is considered the first rule of the Code of the Elves?
Smile.
Treat every day like it's Christmas. You're doing worse with modern Christmas movies, aren't you? Have you seen the 2008 film Four Christmases?
Nope. Ask me about the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah. In the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas from the year 2000,
yeah,
what gift does Cindy Lou give Max?
A ball.
A plate of green eggs and ham.
Oh, what a lovely reference.
In The Polar Express, your favourite Christmas movie, who can hear the bell ring?
The little boy that gets on the train.
I'll give you a half point for that, because technically he can't hear the bell ring, because only people who believe in Santa can, but he can hear it at the end because he does believe in Santa.
Oh, okay, I've never seen it. What? Right, apparently I've got a list of fucking Christmas films that I need to see.
Who is the villain in the Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause?
An elf.
It's Jack Frost. What notable actor plays the voice of the conductor in the Polar Express?
Oh, Tom Hanks.
He does. He also did all the motion capture.
Oh.
And I think like all the motion capture.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He also voices Father Christmas as well.
Well, I hope someone out there did better than me, because that is absolutely terrible.
Well, don't worry, there's two more questions. What's the name of Santa's super sled in Elf?
Don't know.
The Kringle 3000. And the last question, Lauren. In the 2009 animated version of A Christmas Carol, features which well-known actor as Ebenezer
Jim Carrey.
Scrooge? He does. Well
I've
done.
never even seen it, and I know that, but... Okay.
There we go, Lauren. Just like a real Christmas quiz, you're now more pissed off and we wish we didn't do it. We've got the real Christmas vibe going.
I can't believe there's a Christmas quiz that doesn't have a single fucking question about the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to do here, Lauren.
So let me just top up my score there. Hang on, it's a big number. I got a good 5.5 out of about 24 questions.
Right, Lauren, let's move on to our final segment for tonight. We're all tucked up in front of the fire with our cocoa. We've both got really festive Christmas jumpers on. Mine says Ringle Bells on it. Very funny. It doesn't mean anything, but it's funny. What's on your Christmas jumper, Lauren?
I've got 2 reindeers at it on.
At it.
It's actually a Christmas jumper that I used to have. I don't have anymore, but it was a Queens of the Stone Age jumper. It was that sort of like Fair Isle pattern, but down the side was like 2 huge reindeers at it.
At it. Oh, that's so good. So, fair listener, you may or may not know this. Me and Lauren did a Secret Santa, and Lauren, you're not going to believe this. I pulled your name, so I got you this present.
Oh, thank you so much. Let me just pull that through my phone. Oh.
You can't break the illusion that we're not in the same room.
It's a miracle they both got there on time, got to each other on time.
Well, we're in the same room, Lauren. It's fairly easy.
Am I opening mine first?
Yeah, please.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, who did you get in the Secret Santa?
There was quite a few to pick from, but I ended up with you.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, yeah, here it is. Luckily, we're not doing the video because I did just flash my full address.
We'd blur it out.
Just doxed myself. Let's open our presents, Lauren. Oh.
Let's open them. I kind of know what mine is already.
I'll get it. I'll need to get the crinkling on there.
Need to get... There's so much tape on here, Josh.
Yeah, you're going to love that. Ooh.
Ooh. Nice.
People love crinkling on microphone, by the way. What did you get, Lauren?
So I've got some Pokemon cards because I'm like the most massive nerd ever. And there's like a Sun and Moon pack, so I'm like showing my microphone these fucking cards. But this is like a little fun pack that's from like, these are quite old now, which is cool. This is like this is really new. This is what I'm trying to collect, and like this is kind of old, so that's really cool. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
So excited! I'm gonna open them now.
Please open them, Lauren. Whilst I struggle with my present.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be.
Yours is kind of like a joint present, I guess.
Oh. Oh, thank you so much. I got some lovely calligraphy by the wonderful Lauren here.
Have you got both of them? Yeah.
I have got both of them. Thank you so much.
For your new gaff.
For my new, yes. Thank you so much. There is one here that says Josh and Aisha, and then the date me and Aisha got engaged on. And my favourite Spider-Man quote on this one here that says, "Of course this happens when I can't afford a therapist." Thank you so much, Lauren.
That's okay. I hope they look very nice in your new place.
Oh, I'll get them framed. Sorry if people said, is that Shiny Charizard?
No. Thank you. That's
okay.
fun.
You're more than welcome. Well, what we'll do is we'll take a photo of these and we'll post them on the Instagram as well.
I should have. Oh yeah, should have took a picture of my packs before I opened them. Watered.
Actually, yeah, I should have taken a picture of this as well before I opened.
I'll put the packs back together. It's fine.
It's okay. You know what, Lauren? I'm going to ask you the question I asked at the start of the episode and see how... Do you feel Christmassy?
I feel more Christmassy now, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
After horrendously failed a Christmas quiz and opened a Secret Santa present, I'm feeling much more Christmassy. Thank you.
It's okay. The podcast worked. Yeah.
I hope you're all feeling more Christmassy at home.
Yeah. I think this feels like a good time to start wrapping up. It's pretty late where we are.
It is, yeah.
I am, like, no joke, actively coughing blood, so I'm probably...
Need to rest your voice.
Yeah. What do you see for the next year of the Marvelless podcast, Lauren? Let's talk marketing strategy at the end of this episode, during this episode.
Just more of us chatting shit, basically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to get wilder, guys. As we become more confident and like, even less professional.
I mean, you might even get the joy of seeing our faces on your phone or whatever you watch your podcast on.
Yeah, the kind of plan is for next year to do, maybe not do the whole podcast as video podcast. No. But to release... No one needs to see that. To, like, the clips for social media will be video. To,
yeah.
You know, you don't want to stare at mine and Lauren's face for 2 hours.
And hopefully we'll get a bit more succinct with our podcasting. We've only missed a date. We've only missed one. Yeah, that was my fault. Sorry, but
it's okay.
Just sometimes it's all of a sudden the first of the month, and I'm just like,
Yeah, and it's my fault. I was at Comic-Con, so I didn't even give it a second thought.
No.
Oh, dear. Anyway, so yeah, there's going to be more of us next year. We're not stopping, never stopping. If you would like me and Lauren to stop, please send an email with a link to, I don't know, £1 million. I'll stop for £1 million.
Oh dear.
That is British pound sterlings, by the way, in unmarked notes. That's what we'd like.
Why does it have to be unmarked?
Well, I don't know. That's what it's saying in movies, isn't it?
You're not robbing them.
I guess not. Well, then the notes should be unmarked, then, Lauren, shouldn't they? That's all I'm saying. If I'm not robbing them. Oh dear, this has been so fun. We've been at this for 4 months.
When did we start?
Well, technically for you and me, it's been about 6 because we did a lot of pre-recording and then we just fell straight off and were like, oh shit, we have to record the podcast we make.
Yeah, we need to get back on our recording train. To be fair, I don't like this catching up my own arse kind of thing.
Yeah, we do hope everyone out there does have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays and a good New Year as well.
Yeah, happy holidays to anyone celebrating.
Yes. So we will be back next year with Captain America: The First Avenger versus Orson Welles' The Stranger.
Can't wait to watch both of these films.
Yeah, for a podcast we're recording in about 3 days' time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see if Captain America is as boring as I remember.
Yeah, that is one that I have not watched in its entirety before.
Oh, really? Oh, this would be nice for you then.
Yeah, and I've not seen The Stranger before either, so...
I haven't, yeah.
You're going to be a pretentious film freak like me, like you're going to watch a film before 2018.
Well, thanks for everyone for listening.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Luke, for the music which you're hearing right now.
Thanks, Luke.
If you've got any messages, send them over to us at themarvellouspodcast@gmail.com. The email is checked hourly by Lauren, I assume.
It comes straight to my phone, oh no.
Yeah, and bi-monthly by me when I go, oh yeah, we've got an email. Right. Thank you so much, Lauren. Have a great Christmas.
You too.
Enjoy your Pokemon cards.
I will. I'm going to go put them in my folder now.
You know what, Lauren? You are a nerd.
I am a nerd.
Dear.
I'll take them to show my Pokemon friends tomorrow.
She's not lying. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye, everybody. This is the bit where the podcast ends. Goodbye. Sorry.
You're okay. Get it out.
Oh, there is blood in that. Sorry.
Let's cut that bit.
No, maybe we'll keep it in. Maybe that'll be the bit that plays before the credits. Or after. Welcome. Hey, everyone listens to the post-credit scene. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah. That's before he had his jaw accident. His face turned weird.
Oh, right. I was saying, is he like that comedian that everyone on TikTok's talking about? I got his jaw fixed.
He looks exactly like that. But apparently, he's stated that he was doing
hit puberty?
No, he was doing like that Tom Cruise slide from whatever film that was, and then he smashed his chin on the floor, and then they had to reconstruct it, but then it made him look really weird.
They made him the fucking Crimson Chin, right? Okay. That's a reference for you millennials out there. Anyone
right, I need to Google the Crimson Chin. Hang on. Is that from Cow and Chicken?
No, that's from Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, I'm thinking... Oh, that's it. I used to love Fairly Odd Parents.
Cow and Chicken, by the way, children, was a short-lived program on the
Warner Brothers. I don't think it was short-lived. It was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah. Actually, I'd say Warner Brothers. It could have been Hanna-Barbera.
I don't even think... No, I don't think it was them. Cow and Chicken.
It was on Cartoon Network there, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It was Warner Brothers.
Boom! I am on it tonight, Laura. I could be off my tits on painkillers and be literally bleeding from the inside. And
when you said the Crimson Chin, I was thinking about that devil.
Oh, the devil's got a really defined chin, hasn't it?
How many series did it have? 3 series? 4 series?
I mean, short-lived comparative to Scooby-Doo, which is the longest syndicated TV show of all time, I think. Scooby-Doo is.
I can't stand Scooby-Doo.
What, you mean a program with like a shit brown colour palette is not exciting to watch?
I never really liked it. Even when I was a kid, it was just not...
I mean, it is a show to turn people into atheists, certainly. It's like... It's the Tim Minchin quote, isn't it?